welcome back to my channel. I know I was supposed to have this video up before Valentine's Day, but we're not going to talk about that. We're just going to keep on rolling. So here we're back to my lovely crusty stove, and I have my salt, my baking powder, and my room temperature egg, cream cheese, and butter. So make sure it's real cream cheese and full fat, not that like spreadable kind. And here, you guys, I ran out of all-purpose flour. How does that happen? Like, ow, listen to this. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, Felicia, wow. So obviously I was so mad about that. So after a 20-minute trip to the store, I finally got some all-purpose flour, and then I made my way to whisking my dry ingredients together, and I go by weight. That's the most accurate way to do everything. And here we are with our room temperature ingredients. We're just going to start to mix those with our hand mixer, and you can use a stand mixer if you want to, but this is just something I want to whip up really quick. So you can use your hand mixer, and you want to mix that room temperature butter until it's nice and fluffy, not so stiff. All right, so after you whisk that butter up, then you're gonna add in your cream cheese, and you're gonna do the same thing. You're just gonna start mixing that all together and making sure it's all nice and incorporated and nice and fluffy. And you guys, I'm pretty aggressive with my, hand mixer over here. So I go to town. So I just want all the corners to be, nice and incorporated. I don't want any pieces to be missing. So make sure you get everything. And now I'm going to add in my sugar. And then you're going to mix that all together. And I'll have everything in the description box down below, all the exact measurements that you need. But here we are with the sugar, and get all of that together. Y'all, my best purchase this year was a wireless hand mixer. Like, why didn't anyone tell me about this? Like, I can really go to town with this hand mixer. I was so sick of having a cord, and look at me. Don't forget to test your batter. And obviously before I had the egg in there, but it's so good. So in goes my room temperature egg, and then I'm going to, any minute now, Felicia. There we go. So on this day, I actually ran out of vanilla too. So that's my last of my vanilla. So this recipe, I believe, was 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And that was all I had left, you guys. Like, how sad is that? And this is like my quote unquote expensive vanilla, which is like vanilla bean paste. And you could just use regular old vanilla. It doesn't have to be like this. So you better believe I got every single drop out of that jar. I made sure that these cookies were extra vanilla-y. And now I'm just gonna mix all of that together once again. So you can see here the dough is getting a little bit more loose, and you can see it kind of forming together, and it's gonna get a little bit more firm once we start adding our dry ingredients in. And here I am trying it again. Do at your own, whatever it's called. Do it if you want to, but, I admit it. I had to try it again. But now I wanted to give you guys a close-up look. So I'm just scraping the bottom of the bowl because you want to make sure all of the bits and, clumps are all incorporated. So just check and use your rubber spatula to make sure you have everything. So here we go with the dry ingredients. So I just made sure I got them all in there. Don't miss anything in your other bowl. And then you're gonna slowly start to mix these together too. And I would really recommend putting your hand mixer on low because you don't wanna get flour and baking powder everywhere. And don't mind me, you guys, I was just trying to give you guys another angle. You see I already spilled flour on the counter, but I was trying to film with one hand and show you guys a different angle with the other. All right, so you're gonna mix this just until it's incorporated. You don't wanna just mix it until it's smooth completely. So use your rubber spatula again and just start folding all of those ingredients together. You really wanna make sure you don't overwork this dough because that doesn't lead to really good cookies. You're gonna develop way too much gluten in the flour and it's gonna make your cookies like bricks, and we don't need that. We want soft, airy cookies. So you can see that it came together relatively easy. It wasn't hard because this is a very soft and gentle type of cookie dough. And of course, trying it again. But this is a really soft cookie dough. So make sure that you don't overwork it. And with me personally, I added a little bit more sugar to my cookie dough because I felt like it could have been a little sweeter, like a little bit. I did 2 big pinches of sugar, and then I just mixed that together again because you can kind of tell what your cookies are going to taste like with the normal amount of sugar. So if you don't like super sweet cookies, I wouldn't recommend adding any more. But in the description box, I'm just going to put what I added before I added that pinch, if that makes any sense. So I just tried to taste it again and it was perfect. And now I'm gonna show you guys the crazy part. So make sure you chill your dough for 1 hour. This is so important. And it has to be even longer, overnight if you want to. But for me, 1 hour still wasn't long enough because I had a huge clump in the middle. It was like a huge pile. And if I could go back and do this again, like I always tell you guys, I would have let it sit a little bit longer. So these cookies, like I said, it's a very soft dough. So as you start to roll them in your hand, the heat starts to melt them and make them not as cold. So you can see my little cookie balls started to get a little ugly and out of shape. So I refrigerated them again to try to chill them even more, but it didn't really work out too well. So I didn't really care that much, so I just ended up putting them into the oven